Today, shall we complete that Diwali card that we started last week? Or have you all colored it and finished it off? Be the one that opens up like that. Shall we finish painting that? And then I will show you how to make a mandala design. Is that okay?
Ma'am, last time I joined, but I couldn't complete it as my network was not that, like, I couldn't join because of my network. So last
Okay,
time I couldn't complete it.
that's okay. It's not too complicated. See, I'm going to show you how it is. It's just we cut a sheet of paper into half. And we used one half where we made a card like this, which was just folding like this. And the other sheet, instead of folding in half, we folded in two parts like that, trying to make it as equal as possible. But you can see that mine are also not equal. Just bring these two edges close to the center and then press down. Then we made the shape of diya and this flame. And today we're just going to color it up. I think you'll be able to just see it and make it. It's not rocket science. Okay? Right. So this is our card. And we just have to paint this diya. And you can actually paint this diya in whatever color you want. And then we are going to paint over here. Now, what we can do is to make this card nice and colorful. Leave a little gap over here and actually paint a glow on all sides so that the light looks like it is glowing. So we can take a yellow and make a wash like that. And because yellow is a light color, you can make these lines even close to, oh, so even if it goes on the diya, it's not a big problem. Now, if you're using color pencils, then you can make this in yellow and orange. So now look at how I'm doing this. I'm going to, because there's a gap in these two, I am going to color half of it. And I'm also going to add a little bit of orange that will flow outward towards the outside of the card. And these colors mixing will look very nice. See? Now, if you want to keep the inside clear, it's always good to use a sheet of paper so that the inside is safe. So I'm just painting this in a mixture of orange and red. Oh, sorry, what am I saying? Orange and yellow. Yellow towards the closer to the flame, and orange coming outside. See, it's looking very nice. And I'm going to take some of this orange and also paint underneath the diya. And here now, we could add a red. I think it's looking very nice. How are your pictures looking? Abir, are you have this card we made last week?
Where is it?
If you can't find it, Abir, let it be. I'm just going to finish this and we are going to do something else. We're going to make a mandala. Okay. So you can just wait till we start the next drawing. Okay, if all of you have finished painting the card, we need to wait for the card to dry and then we can paint the inside. So I want you to just keep the card away, far away from you. And let's make our next drawing in the drawing book. What? You haven't finished? Okay, okay. I'll wait for you to finish. Is everyone done by now? Or you're still painting?
Ma'am.
Yes, are you done?
Yes.
Nice, very nice. But I still haven't painted the bottom. Let that be. Okay, that's why you took longer. Okay, now keep it aside and let's make a nice mandala art on this. So we are going to make a lot of different shapes within circles, and usually mandalas have perfect circles one inside the other. But don't worry, even if your circles are not exact, if your shapes are a little different, it'll still look nice. Okay, so I'm going to start off with a pencil first, and then I can move to pen. But we can do the whole thing in pencil also. All right, so let's start from the center of the page. Keep your hands in such a way that you can see how much distance you have, and from both sides your hand should have the same shape. Your fingers should not be, one shouldn't be this big and one small. Okay, so now you start stretching out the fingers, and then you can tell where is the center of the page. Now over here we are going to make a lamp, just the same kind of lantern. So I want you to make a circle that is about this big. Okay. Now we're going to do very simple things. You should be able to do this. Let's start off with making a leaf-like shape facing the top, the same shape facing the bottom, pointing towards the bottom. And then the same shape pointing towards the side and the other side. And try to keep it the same size of shape. Don't try make it one big and one small. Now we can make the same shape in between. And you can do this. You can keep rotating your book so that all the shapes look exactly the same. Sometimes we can draw a particular shape better when it's pointing in one direction. And now we will draw the same shape in between all these. See, if you've drawn all the shapes in the right place, you will have the same amount of space in between those shapes. Yes?
Is it okay?
Yes, that's fine. I think that's a good size circle. Okay. So I'll wait for everyone. Remember how we started? One pointing top, one pointing to the bottom, then one pointing to the left, one pointing to the right. After you finish these four, you will make the shape on the diagonal. Between the top and left, you'll make this one. Between left and bottom, you'll make this one. Bottom and right, this one. Right and top, this one. Do it slowly and listen. If your shapes look a little weird, do not erase them, please, because we'll spend so much time in erasing, we won't draw anything properly. Okay? Okay. Will you let me know when you're done? I'll wait for you. I want everyone to tell me when you're done.
Mom, I'm done.
Okay, great. How about everyone else? Is everyone done? Yes, no, something? Okay, so 2 people done. Kaira, how about you, Abdul? You're done? Now the next thing we have to do is make a line inside this, a small shape like that for all of them. There. Now it just looks like a big sunflower. Done? Okay. Now the next thing. Now what we have to do is we can keep building these shapes and make them bigger and bigger and bigger. So now between each of these petals, we make either one more petal like this or one petal like that, where you curve the line like this. See? Curve it so that it becomes like a pointy petal. From the top of one petal from the earlier part to the other. And you have to keep rotating because the petals have to point outward. So keep moving your paper or your book like this. See, it makes a very lovely shape. So this is like making S's. Very slender S. Is everyone able to make this? If you're not, then please tell me, then I can help you. So all mandalas are made like that. You start off small, start with a small circle, make some small petals, and then you start making bigger and bigger petals. And you can keep repeating this. Okay, is everyone done? So now inside this, we can make a different shape. We can make a shape that looks, what kind of shape can we make? Because we have to make the same shape everywhere. Okay, how about let's make a shape inside this V shape. Can you see this V shape between the two petals of the new circle that we've made? The S-shaped petal that we made. Inside this, you can make a shape like that. See? I'm going to show you one more time. You make a shape like this. I'm making this while I think about what I can make inside the petal. So this is between the petals of the new circle. So our new shape is connecting all these petals. Okay, are we done? I'm just assuming when nobody says anything that you're done. Yes, Viraj, you want to show me? How nice. Very nice. I think it's looking good. Good. Very nice. The next shape. We can do one more thing. We can make a shape like that. When you make it like this, see it becomes very fat on the side. This is inside the S-shaped petal, if you have space. All these shapes are made in such a way that it'll look like this whole center of our mandala is glowing. Now this shape is fatter down and then it goes and becomes really thin on the top. You can come from the top or the outside to the inside also. Filling up nicely. How's everyone doing? Are you with me? Yes, very good. Okay. Now we can make a much bigger petal from these points. See these things? These little things that are sticking out. We can make a petal which is almost going above this. See, we can make a nice big one. Now for this, you have to be a little careful. Keep rotating your book. Abir, if this is too difficult for you, if you think the lines are too long, you can make a small one. Make a small petal on top. Kyra, how are you doing? You've not said anything. Today, both our chatterboxes are missing. Now, here's one thing that we can also do after you finish this. No, I'm going to wait for you to finish. Then I'll show you. I have a nice idea.
Mom,
Yes? Oh, Abir, you're showing me? Sorry, I didn't see that. Okay, let's see. Oh, this is very nice. I think this is beautiful. Wow, this is looking so impressive. Very good. Okay, now Abir, your mandala looks very full. So I want you to start coloring one different color in every section. See, like, look at how I'm gonna do this. I'm going to make some more patterns for the other kids, but yours has become very busy already. So see the first, if you can see which petal is which, then I want you to paint one color in the same kind of section. Like I'll paint yellow in all of these. And then I'll make orange in all of this, the outside section. So I want you to start painting one color in the middle, then one color around in whichever part or whichever petal you have made of that shape. Your shapes are all different, but it's going to look very beautiful. The colors should be the same for the same shape. Can you do that? All right. For everyone else, Here's what we'll do. Now we have the tips of the petal.
How about this?
Yes, very good. Very good. Okay, now we have the tips of these petals. We can make a U like that. See? Going through these lines. How cool will that look? So from the tip of one petal to the tip of the other petal. But we want to make the circle short because we want these triangular petals to stick out. There. Ayana, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Okay, good. Now, if you want, you can stop here and you can start painting. Like I said, I was explaining to Abir, each of the same type of petal, you color the same color. And then you keep changing the color for every different type of petal. I'm going to make this a little more complicated. And I think Ayana, Viraj, and Abdul, I think you can, three of you can continue. Kyra, I think you can start painting. I hope you're still drawing, Kyra. You've not given up, na?
Ma'am, I finished drawing.
Very good. Now, do you want to start coloring this? Because beyond this point, it'll get more complicated for you. Okay?
Ma'am, but which color shall I color?
You can choose whatever colors you want. See, I would have started with yellows and oranges in the center, then make them reds, and then make them blue or green. So then they move outward from warm colors to cool colors. But you can change that. You can make red and blue if you want, orange and green, and make it very colorful also. You can decide for yourself. Okay, now all our sections have become very complicated now. Yeah, I think Viraj, you can also start painting if you want, because the sections in between are slightly, some are small, some are big. If you do anything more in this, it might not look very fine. So let me see, Ayana, let me see yours. Maybe all of us can just start painting now if the shapes are becoming too complicated to make. This is complex enough. Maybe one last thing we can do is draw a teardrop shape inside of all these tips. Do you have space to do that? So this will look like
I have like the same amount of space that you have.
great. Then I think you can make this. Viraj, if you have the space in all of these, then make it. If you don't, then you can just start painting.
Is it okay if I do it with color pencil?
Yeah, you can do it with color pencils. You can do it with paint. If you have crayons, you can do it with that. And even the shapes in between, Ayana, if you have space, you can make the same thing. So this will all look like hundreds of diyas with their flames pointing outward. This will be more Diwali-like. Yeah, and you can also make one more shape inside this. My God, you can make it really detailed. So I'm making the double flame just on the outside. And the inside circle, I'm making a single flame.
Is it okay
Sorry, Viraj, I didn't catch that.
Is it okay if I make one more design of my own?
Oh, yeah, of course. Okay, 1 second. Now the inside part is looking a little blank, isn't it? So I think what we can do is make a circle inside our circle, at least. So then it does not look so blank. And maybe from each of these petals, we could point. No, let's make a diya in the center. That was my initial plan also.
Ma'am, but I colored the circle already.
That's okay. You can still. What color did you make?
Red.
Okay. Then it'll look. It doesn't matter. It'll still look nice. Don't do anything inside the circle. Okay. Now, 1 minute. Before you start your mandala, let us finish off this card. My paper has become really papad now. I'm going to finish off my diya and then I'm going to splatter some paint inside. And then you can color your mandala through the week. Shall we finish this card now? Basically, you just need to do a brown, or you can do any color on your diya. Maybe I'm going to do a blue diya. Why not? I'll make a blue colored diya. So here you just have to be careful when you're painting. If you're using color pencils, great. You don't have to really be very careful. But with paint, it helps to, the practice is to start becoming more and more careful about not putting your finger on the paint and also not spreading the paint too much. I am also going to make part of the flame orange.
Ma'am, lot.
What?
Lot see.
Look, see. Okay, 1 second. 1 minute. Yes, I'm going to pin. Oh my God, look at that. That is gorgeous. That is wonderful. Very nice, Abir. Did you color all of it with crayons? How about, do you want to make a lamp inside the middle of the circle? Since your color, it can look the same shape. You can make a lamp or a diya like this. Okay, so this outside of the card is more or less done. I can do some more design on this, but I'm going to wait. I'll take a deeper blue and paint the back. And make a nice design in that deep blue color. And I'll leave this to dry. So whenever you're coloring, if you're coloring with wet paint, remember to paint the lighter colors first and then paint the dark colors.
Ma'am,
Yes.
for the inside of my card, I've done a very watery layer on the middle, and then I put red on it so that it's red and looks like the pataka is blowing.
Wow. Okay, that's very nice. That's inside the card or in the middle of the mandala?
Card.
Arey, wow. Can we have a look? How cool. That looks very nice. It does look like bursts of pataka. I think we can do the same thing here as well. So here also you can paint it like that. Make a lot of these colors come from the center. I like these watercolor patakas. They're not very noisy. They're very colorful, isn't it? This is how it's gonna look. Happy Diwali. Then after this dries, I can make this lettering in maybe a red pen or some, even a blue pen would be fine. Okay, so I'm going to make a small section of the painting. So you get to see how I'm seeing this. And you can make the same colors or you can, of course, make your own colors. This is very good to practice with your watercolor painting. I'm sure that you are able to paint within exactly the area that you're supposed to paint. Most of the times we don't paint like that. We allow for our paint to go out a little bit out of its area. But sometimes it's also good to practice painting such that mandala like this, you can control the color. There's no denying that a mandala which has got a good color, disciplined color application will look good. Something similar is also made by Tibetan monks. And you will not believe it. Sometimes they work on a mandala for months on end. And they don't paint, they make it with sand.
Can I paint that on the
Yes.
Ma'am, can I leave?
Yes, are you done?
Yes.
All right, I'll see you next week then. Bye. Okay, you done, Kyra? Okay. Abdul, how are you doing? So this is how I keep making the color slightly darker as I go higher and higher and higher. So it looks like the center is glowing. And I'm also going to put a blue in this. Now we have to be very careful when painting this. I'm sitting under a fan, so my colors are drying pretty fast. See how cool this is going to look. Okay. So I guess this is going to take us a long time. I don't want you to finish in a rush. Take your time, paint it or color it very slowly. And then you can share it on the group. Okay? Okay. So shall we end the session for today? Shall I end the session for today? And then you can continue coloring. Do you have any questions? Okay, I'll see you next week then. Bye, everyone.
Bye, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Bye. Thank you.